Hello everybody, welcome back to my monthly series where I talk about the albums that I've picked up over the last month. So for today, I'm going to be showing you what I got in the month of October, both vinyl and CD. And obviously, like I've said before in all my other videos in this series, I don't talk about VCLT. So if I've already shown the album in another video, I'm not showing it. So as you saw earlier this past month, I got a big box of CDs from my friend Rich Strickler, and yeah, that's its own separate video, so please check that out. But these are albums that I bought standalone, throughout the last month. Let me start with the vinyl. Um, Again, I was a member of a thing called the Magnolia Record Club for 3 months, so I got 3 records. I canceled the subscription just because the next few months were albums I was not interested in. And the album that was coming out the last month that I was a member, I wasn't interested in, so I was able to swap it out. And I got this album, which has been on my list for a while. This is Chuck Berry live at Blueberry Hill. That was the restaurant and music venue that Chuck Berry played at the last 20, 30 years of his life. You can see all the hits there. Yeah, so Chuck Berry live at Blueberry Hill. I think it came out this year. Magnolia also does a thing. I know my friend George Allen takes part in this. They do a $12 record sale. So like they pick a record and they charge only $12 for it. So I'll pick this up. This is Wesley Schultz Vignettes. Of course, Wesley Schultz, the lead singer of the Lumineers, one of my favorite indie folk bands. This is a really good album. It came out last year, one of my favorites of the last year. It's Wesley doing his favorite songs. You've got, Downtown Train by Tom Waits, you know, Operator, and Boots of Spanish Leather by Bob Dylan. If It Makes You Happy, Sheryl Crow. Really, really good, slowed down, folky acoustic album. So if you like the Lumineers, check that album out. I know Jeff Witcher, you like the Lumineers. You need to check this album out. Really, really good stuff. This album was also on sale. It was like 15 bucks. 2-disc record set of one of my favorite albums of the last 20 odd years. This is Welcome Interstate Managers by Fountains of Wayne, power pop group out of Wayne, Indiana. This is their biggest selling album. It's got Stacy's Mom. It's got Hackensack. It's got one of my favorite songs on here by the band called Hey Julie. Hung Up on You is kind of a fun country song. So pick that up on double red vinyl. And lastly, this album came in. I pre-ordered it a while ago. It's from Real Gone Music, which I know Josh at the Flip Side swears by Real Gone. This is a really cool album. It's the first time it's been reissued. It's called Frankie Stein and Frankie Stein and His Ghouls, and it's a dance instrumental album that came out in the '60s. I want to say like '64-ish, something like that. Never been reissued on vinyl. It's really cool stuff. It's called, the subtitle is called Monster Sounds and Dance Music. So, they have titles like Weirdo the Wolf, Goon River, A Hearse Is Not a Home, Three Little Weirds, Lullaby of Ghostland. And it tells you what dance to do, like the monkey, the foxtrot, the swim, the twist. And it's really good. It's got some good garage rock sounds to it, and it was cool to listen to during the Halloween season. So really cool album. And it came out on Ghoulish Green vinyl. So check that out if you like early 60s instrumental music. All right, let me jump into the CDs. Not a whole stack of CDs here, but a good little amount. I'm just going to start with this. I didn't do a video on it. I figured everybody else has. I got the CD box set, Revolver. I still haven't listened to it. My work schedule has changed, and haven't had the same listening time, and I really want to invest in this when I finally do get around to listening to it. But again, everybody's seen it. I don't need to talk about it. Revolver. Cannot wait to listen to it. I found this album, That Lucky Old Son, Brian Wilson. What a fantastic later day album by Brian Wilson. This is from 2004, 2008. It's as good as anything that Brian put out in the 60s as far as I'm concerned. It's kind of a concept album about life in California. Obviously, Brian's from Hawthorne, California. You have some like spoken word interludes that were written by Van Dyke Parks, and just a really, really good Sunshine pop Brian Wilson record. I mean, it's really good, like really good. I was really surprised at how good it was. That Lucky Old Son, Brian Wilson. Um, I can thank my buddies Glenn Kellaway and Larry Graves for pushing me to get this album. This is Gene Clark's album, No Other. Gene Clark being the former singer of the Byrds, who had a, you know, less than successful solo career and unfortunately passed away, quite a while ago. Actually, I won Larry Graves' contest that he put out, and this was what I bought it. This is what I bought with the winnings, the 2-disc set of No Other. Really, really cool kind of psych country. So if you like the Byrds, if you like country rock, check that out. I know this one's been making the rounds on YouTube. I picked it up. It's the 2018 remaster of Animals by Pink Floyd. I need to listen to it again, but I first heard it, I didn't catch a lot of the differences, but I think I just need to listen to it again. Next, the album by Tyler Childers. And I know I've told my buddy Chris Prophy about this. He needs to get it. This is Can I Take My Hounds to Heaven? It's a 3-disc album. All 3 discs have the same songs on them. However, they're done in different styles. So like, disc 1, he calls Hallelujah. The next one's called Jubilee. And then lastly is Joyful Noise. Tyler Childers is kind of an outlaw modern country singer. He's not mainstream in the sense that his, melodies and his songs are mainstream. He's mainstream in the sense that people are really latching onto him, and he's got a huge following because people are sick of today's country music crap that's on the radio. So this is a really good album. The first 2 discs are fantastic. The last album is absolute garbage. It's like computer beats and there's no lyrics on it. It's really weird. I don't know why he did that, but discs 1 and 2 sound like the band, almost like the band from the 60s. There's horns, there's like just great country guitar. Tyler Childers has this gritty voice. Younger guys, probably 30, 31 years old. And yeah, really, really good album. Can I Take My Hounds to Heaven? Even just for the first 2 discs, it's worth the price of admission. Bought a couple of Oasis albums, and leave it to Amazon once again to give me a crack there. This is Be Here Now, which was the follow-up to What's the Story, Morning Glory, and songs on here that ended up in the live set: Stand By Me, Be Here Now, Do You Know What I Mean? All of those kind of stuck around for a while. Just again, fantastic Britpop. Love Oasis. Really, really getting into them this year, especially with Liam Gallagher in his solo career. I also got their debut, Definitely Maybe. Again, another classic. Rock and Roll Star, Live Forever, Supersonic, Cigarettes and Alcohol, Slide Away, Married with Children. I really like a lot. The Noel Gallagher song that he sings. Just a fantastic album. I also started dipping into the 7A Records vaults. I talk about 7A a lot. They're a Monkees related record company. I've got Davy Jones Live in Japan. This was the 2019 release by 7A Records. Really cool. First CD is Live in Japan with some bonus tracks. Second CD is another live album, all sorts of bonus tracks and studio tracks. And then there's a DVD as well that takes kind of like the best of those. When he does, it's cool to hear the Monkees do songs by the other Monkees. Like he does Daydream Believer, A Little Bit Me, A Little Bit You, I'm Not Your Stepping Stone, I'm a Believer, Last Train to Clarksville. Just really, really cool. I was happy to get this. And then I got the newest 7A reissue. I usually do an unboxing of these, but I just was feeling sick the past month and just didn't really have time to do all the videos that I wanted to do. But this is the newest from 7A Records, called Manchester Boy. I'll be the first to admit, Davy Jones is my least favorite member of the Monkees. However, this album might make me a bigger fan because it's got some demos on there. It's a lot of original songs that Davy had a hand in writing. He does some covers. He does a version of the Paul McCartney song, Man, We Was Lonely. He does James Taylor's Fire and Rain. let's see. Yeah, and it's just really really good stuff. It's stuff that goes from the '60s up until I want to say the '70s, late '70s. I mean, there's the inserts and things. There's David with a guitar, kind of pretending to play. Um, so this is really really good. Like the demos, I think the acoustic nature, it's not too theatrical. So get this album, everybody. Uh, this is another album. To conclude my Birds collection on CDs, I got the Reunion self-titled Birds album. Um, I've heard a lot of bad things about this album, but I really enjoyed it. I know, it wasn't the strongest songs that all the guys could bring. Obviously, it was the 5 original Birds, but songs on here like Full Circle, Born to Rock and Roll, Borrowing Time, the Chris Hillman song, I really like that a lot. It's produced by David Crosby. It came out in 1973, so maybe we'll get a 50th anniversary reissue. Who knows? But just country rock. If you like the stuff that like Dillard and Clark was doing, that the Burritos were kind of doing later on, maybe a little bit of the Manassas stuff. I really like it. Lots of mandolin on here by Chris Hillman too, which I appreciate. So that concludes my Birds collection. I'm pretty much finished with my Nick Drake collection now too with this album. This is Family Tree. I've really been listening to this album quite a bit. It's essentially home demos that came out before the very first album, Five Leaves Left. So he's got songs on here with his mom, Molly Drake, as well as a duet with his sister, Gabrielle Drake, and a couple of instrumentals as well. He does some covers. He does a couple of the songs from Five Leaves Left, like Day Is Done and Way to Blue. But he also does covers like All My Trials, the folk song, Cocaine Blues, Been Smoking Too Long is my favorite on here, which is also on the compilation album from the 80s called Time of No Reply. But this version is a little bit cleaner than that. So Family Tree by Nick Drake. And lastly, I haven't listened to it yet, but 'tis the season for me now. This is a guilty pleasure. I am fully prideful in my love of these guys. This is the new Backstreet Boys album, A Very Backstreet Christmas. Go ahead and unsubscribe from me if you want. I don't care. I've always loved like the '90s boy band. They remind me of my childhood. Does not fit at all with the other music I like. But then again, who cares if music fits? You like what you like, and that's it. You can't help it. And I like the Backstreet Boys. So this is their brand new Christmas album. I believe it's their 10th album also. All 5 original guys with the band, with the group. And they do, the classics, White Christmas, Winter Wonderland, Last Christmas, Oh Holy Night, This Christmas, Same Old Lang Syne. Then they also do a couple of new ones, like Christmas in New York, Together, and Happy Days. So I'm really excited to finally give this a spin. And there you go, folks. I didn't think the video was going to go this long, just a little bit of stuff that I had to show you, but here we are. So in the meantime, y'all be good. Please comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Leave, the comments, like the video, share the video, block the video, whatever you want to do. I don't care. No, I appreciate you watching. Thank you, everybody. I've gotten a few subscribers in the last few days, so I really appreciate you all for stopping by and sticking around. And yeah, I'll be back very soon with my October music wrap up. So be good. Take care. Talk to y'all real soon. Bye now.